Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
She sure is. I'm Mitch English. This is Daily Flash. Yes. Let's hit the floor. Working stage one. It's Sweet Baby James. How are you, baby?
In the champagne room.
I was just thinking about parking and
Where are you really? We don't charge for parking.
word of the day.
Word of the day.
You ready?
Yes.
Festoon.
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 Yes.
That is a cartoon festival.
The festoon usually means to cover or decorate something with many small objects, pieces of paper, etc.
Pretty much like what I do, what we're doing right now with the back room. Just we do all that.
Festooned in
festooned.
tchotchkes.
Indeed.
Festooned all over the place.
To the right is my right-hand man. Have you gotten taller? You look tall. Oh, it's your new podium. That's what it is. Matt Doolittle, how are you, Matt?
The podium's shorter.
Now, why did we get a new podium?
I have no idea why. Speaking of things in the back room.
Why did we get a new podium?
I don't know. We broke something.
But you can see all of our behind-the-scenes stuff that may be going on with broken podiums at our website, dailyflashshow.com. Make sure you share the show on there, share our socials. You can find all the links on there, and send us your comments, flash@dailyflashshow.com. James, Sweet Baby James over there will make sure to write you back.
Maybe.
So, yeah. You should be happy how quickly I got you a new podium.
I am very impressed with that, because the other one you got off like a garage sale or something, didn't you?
Well, the first one we had, yes. And then, but here's the thing. I did that so that nobody would find out.
Too late. Too late.
So that's the new podium?
That's our new podium.
Oh, okay.
I wanted Matt to look a little taller. Actually, I got it for me to make me look normal.
The podium looks shorter, and Matt looks
Yeah,
taller.
what it is,
Okay,
right?
For
I
Mitch,
got it.
we've got to put a riser under it, under both of them.
Can we take it?
Yeah.
I think when I was
Yeah, it's a perfect time for you.
when I went around looking for podiums, I was like, "This feels great."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Matt. After I bought it. Okay.
Who needs to see the podium?
That's
well,
true.
speaking of height, have you heard about this new option on the Tinder dating app? If you are paying for Tinder Premium, they will now give you the option to put in your height.
Oh, I'm so glad this wasn't around. when I was
Exactly,
dating.
right?
Oh.
And so this has brought up a whole bunch of reaction from a number of people. Men specifically are
of course,
not
it's totally-
happy
yeah,
about it.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
calling it a digital yardstick, and it's not fair. However, the saying goes, men lie about their height and women lie about their age on the dating apps. But would this deter you on a dating
No.
app, having to list your height?
If the women need to put on their weight, how about that?
That's a problem.
No, I don't. I can tell you.
that was brought up. That was an issue.
If you're going to go both ways,
Right.
you don't have to put your height on there. I think my as everyone knows, my wife is taller than me, and when I first saw her, I go, well, this ain't going to work out. Honestly, I thought that.
Short
And-
kings are in.
But it made it easier. Short kings, I like that.
I like it too.
Because I go, all right, well, I have nothing to lose here. I'll just talk or whatever. I think they're obviously, as the short guy on the show, it doesn't matter for tall guys. It's just really going after short guys. It really is what it is. I wouldn't be offended if they're going to find out anyway. But I think it's more of on the women. It's like, would you get my wife if let's say if you're on a dating app, 5'8", and she goes, oh, I don't want to date. She might have passed me on, and so
that's
could
a
be
great
thing.
point because if she had put on her app, I only date guys who are
And I've seen
5'10"
it.
and up.
I've seen that.
Which a lot of women want a tall guy. Then anybody under 5'8" is out of the picture, and you guys might never have met.
True, and now my podium problems that I.
Your podium
Fine,
problems.
I'll just squat down so you feel
No,
better.
you look great behind it.
Yeah.
You look more like a preacher now behind it.
Hallelujah.
What I didn't realize is that Tinder is owned by the Match Group, which owns Match.com.
I did not know
and
that.
Match also owns Hinge. So they've also talked about, they've gotten rid of their recent CEO because they said most Gen Zers will not go on Tinder because it's known as a hookup app and they want a relationship. So the hookup app thing is apparently going by the wayside.
That's how it started, but
Yeah.
it was a very specific hookup thing. It was right. You guys probably remember, but Tinder started out as like it was a gay hookup thing.
app.
Like you went there and
That's
oh,
great.
I'm thinking Grindr.
Yeah.
No wonder I never got anything.
I was like,
A grind. Well, you
a
guys
lot
are
about
quick.
Grindr,
That was
bitch.
Grinder. That was Grinder.
Grinder, you got a lot more inquiries, didn't you?
But it was supposed to be like a hookup. But Grinder was mainly only for
I don't know
same-sex.
if the Match Group owns Grindr or not. I'm guessing they don't, but they do
I didn't
own
know that they-
Tinder.
I did
Me
not know
neither.
that, yeah.
So they are trying to reformat this, and now all these dating apps are charging. They've got these premium
Mm-hmm.
options. So now if you want to know somebody's height or that's a specification for you, $40 a month you got to pay for this. thing.
It's up there too.
I had Hinge when I found my wife, and I had to pay the $30, and I found her within a week, so it really she only cost me $4, you know, and I lost 26 on her. So
Does she watch this show?
it just,
And is she your former wife by the time
no,
you
she's fine with that. I said it on our
She's
wedding.
on the dating app right now. Nick, you were saying something. What was that?
No, it's all pay to play.
It pay to play.
It's an algorithm, and you get pushing.
Where you
A
go,
lot of people that are on it.
That's what dating is
They're all
anyway.
miserable.
everybody's
Always-
miserable. And,
It's just like a circle.
and if you think about it, it's if you're on the app, it's made for you to get off of the app. If you
Yes.
think about it, so there is a life period unless you're like, I just want to date and I never.
is
want
it
to
truly made for you to get off that?
No,
Can't
it's-
that make more money if
That's
you're
Grindr.
still? Oh well. I don't know. I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
I won't go there.
Right.
I was headed down that avenue, but I won't.
Thank you.
But doesn't Hinge have that whole new ad sponsor where it's like, we want you to say goodbye to us? Or,
Yeah,
we,
that
we
was-
want you to not use this anymore.
That's what they
something like
say,
that, yeah.
right? Altogether, I appreciate apps, dating apps, because it does make it easier to actually get to know somebody. If you again, and take you back to the beginning where we started, if you're just not into shorter guys, this would kind
If
of
that's a
clear out
deal
the code.
breaker for you, because
But- As a short guy, I go, open up
me
your
a chance.
give me a chance. At least so I can disappoint you in person. Please,
Oh my God.
give me a chance.
I'd rather
Let me
be
buy you a
rejected in
coffee and
person.
disappoint you at the
Yeah,
same time.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah, at least you get a coffee out of it.
I'm buying you coffee. At least show up and just be company for
I
about
agree.
10, 15 minutes.
Okay, let's jump into some trending stories here. Some bone-chilling video. It shows the moment a Chinese paraglider nearly froze to death
Oh,
after he
goodness.
claims he was actually sucked up into the clouds. The paraglider says this icy ordeal unfolded as he set off on a flight over a mountain range in northern China. This is him right here, the alleged pictures. He describes basically losing control of the glider soon after he jumped off, and he took off from his takeoff point around 10,000 feet above sea level. Daredevil battered Mother Nature to regain control of his glider. Once he was back on the ground, they took him to the hospital. Severe case of frostbite.
Wow.
Got pictures to prove it there as well, but you're up there. I think people forget how cold it is. And boy,
Goodness.
that could have come out much different story
I'm
than
glad
what it is.
I'm glad at least he got video so it didn't turn into another balloon boy thing.
Yeah.
Sure you did. That's what happened.
right.
And I'm surprised they let them do this sort of thing in China, because it's what we hear about China is so restrictive as well.
That's the way he was trying to get out.
Could be. That
It's like, I'm trying to escape, but I got sucked into a cloud.
could be. And I'm frostbite.
Poor
You
Seth.
caught me. Yeah,
Oh
feel
my
bad
goodness.
for
I
him.
was going to rip on the guy for taking pictures and video of himself, but I'm assuming that was probably part of the whole getup that he had
And he
going
can-
on there.
A lot of them put GoPros on there. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can prove now. Now I've also seen these on motorcycles. They're like the stick.
The long
and-
sticks,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you can't, and it digitally takes them out, and it looks like it's following them like a drone. If you actually saw the
yeah.
video, it looks like a camera's right behind them. So neat stuff there. It's probably the same situation.
Because my
going on
thinking
here.
is your first priority should not be a selfie or live
No.
stream. It should be to get help
Yeah.
and get back
Maybe you
down
need
on
the
ground.
clicks.
Yeah, that is true. You need the clicks. Well, a Paris group known as the Grandpa Robbers has been found guilty as charged with regard to the Kim Kardashian robbery. Guilty verdicts were handed down to 7 men and 1 woman. The group was accused of an elaborate heist that involved tying up Kardashian and making off with $9 million worth of jewelry. Most of the defendants were in their late 50s and 60s when detectives called for their arrests just months after the heist. After nearly 10 years of court delays, most of the suspects are now in their late 60s and 70s, and they've had their sentences reduced or even canceled.
Hey,
Just hard to believe.
Zach, keep running this. Let me see right here. Even like her pictures of her team, look how
Yeah.
well choreographed the picture is.
They're all in a V.
Yeah, in a
and
V.
She's leading the charge.
Which I guess she can now because she's
an attorney.
like her
Yeah.
father was. It's interesting to see this, and it's weird that age has played a part. It seems like if you did something wrong, still something should happen to you no matter
Yes.
what. And it looks like a lot of them will get off just because of their age. And some
Armed
have
robbery?
died. Yeah.
Like, how are you not in prison for that?
It makes you wonder, first off, like, that she, if she led the court on this, she didn't. I wouldn't call this success, but this isn't necessarily the case. But no matter what you do in your age, you seems like you should be some kind of repercussions. And I guess they just said, well, they're going to be on house arrest. Well, they would have been on house arrest anyway. They're old.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. But to me, like allowing them to get away with that sort of sends another message
Leads
to other
another
people saying, well, if you do commit a crime, just see if you can postpone the sentencing for
As long
10
as
or
you can.
15 years.
Get sick if you can.
Just say you got Alzheimer's and you forgot you robbed her.
That's what.
Oh,
That's a
there you
good defense, possibly. All right, you are going to go to HR for that, guy.
I am.
As
You
a matter of
are.
fact, we're going to talk to you about some other crazy HR stories.
Look at that hefty piece of Parmigiano Reggiano. I purchased mine from Costco. It's 2/3 less, $10.99 a pound. At a grocery store, it's going to cost you between $33 to $35 a pound. Whenever we're buying Parmesan cheese, always make sure we never buy it where the husk is here. This is fine because we're getting it at a bargain, but at the grocery store, always purchase this section. What we're looking for is the name, Parmigiano Reggiano. Next thing we're looking for is the back is going to be embossed. And then also the seal. You've got that Parmesan Reggiano, which says it's from Italy. So much cheaper if you buy it at Costco than the grocery store. When it comes to storing it, wrap it in some parchment paper, then some foil, and it'll last several months. I hope that helps save money.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Our next guest is Eileen Levitt. She's has 35 years of human resource experience, and she has a new book out, which, by the way, is the coolest name for a book. You ready? It's called No, You Can't Bring Your Ferret to Work, HR Tales of the Unexpected. I love it. She joins us now to share some tales and wisdom from her HR career. HR is one of those places where every place needs one. Not everybody wants to wind up in your office. Eileen, welcome to Daily Flash. Is that the case?
Thank you. Thank you. It is the case. People don't, when I walk into somewhere, they get a little nervous when they see me. So, I've tried to disguise myself at times, but that just doesn't work. So, but yeah.
How important
They
it
love
is,
us
though.
and hate us.
Yeah, exactly. It's a needed thing, and by all means, and just the headaches. One of my good friends, his girlfriend is actually HR, and she tells me some of the craziest stories. I'm like, what? I want to start off with that because everybody wants to know, what is the most bizarre HR situation in your 35 years you've encountered?
So there's a lot to choose from, but the one that I feel summarizes kind of my life is a situation that happened 10, 15 years ago with a client.
Okay.
And by the way, this company has since been sold, so we don't have to go back and find them. But the situation was that there were two business partners. One went to South America, took a leave of absence for 2 weeks, went to South America to do a religious mission, came back from South America and had found himself and decided that every employee in the company should also find themselves and went around the office with Bibles, asking them to reaffirm their faith in Jesus Christ. And we received a call from the partner saying, what am I going to do? And I have to say that was a sticky situation.
100%.
It was bizarre because it was he was partner, not just an employee. The employees didn't appreciate that. I just want to state that for the record. No one appreciates being proselytized.
No, absolutely not. And it makes them very uncomfortable. So, like you said, it was the boss. And so that's why an HR department, human resources, is so important, and why every place needs one, and probably why
And good lawyers.
The carpet in their office is the most worn out. Let's talk about what's one maybe an HR policy that's out there because of something ridiculous someone did. We know that religion and workplaces should be divided, but are there other crazy stories like this?
So I'm going to say every sexual harassment policy exists because someone did something stupid. There's a company from maybe 10 years ago, Zenefits, that had to write a policy saying no sex in the stairwells, right? That was a policy. I think it was like 10, 15 years ago when this happened. And then, a colleague said to me one time, I have got a story for you. And they had a take your pet to work day, and they thought it was a great idea. They figured people bring dogs, maybe a few cats, fish, whatever, and in rolls an alligator in a shopping cart.
Are you kidding me?
And I really wish I was kidding you, but in rolls an alligator in the shopping cart. And so their take your pet to work day became take your dog to work day after that.
Which is smart.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is smart because nobody wants to pet an alligator. At
Not
least
only that, here in
I
Florida, gators eat dogs. I mean, regularly, by all means. And imagine what could have happened and came out of that. And then you got lawsuits. And I guess if you think about it, HR is there to make sure that there are no lawsuits and it has to overlook that. There has to be a common theme. What was the one thing, maybe from your book, that is very common among employees in the HR office?
Yeah, so I'm going to say I have a story in there called Locker Room Conversations. And it went back to a situation with, I'm going to say, my father, who is no longer with us, but he was famous for exaggerations.
Okay.
And I ran into someone that I knew growing up, and she said to me, congratulate. This was, by the way, 1989. I had just got a new job, moved from like $20,000 to $24,000 a year. And she said to me, congratulations, I heard your new job. You're making over 6 figures. I said, oh, that's interesting. I said, where did you hear that from? Your dad told my dad. So I called my dad and I said, Dad, I'm making 6 figures. And he said, well, I had to say something because his daughter he said his daughter's making 80,000. And the reality is that as HR, people came to my office all the time saying, how come so-and-so is making this and I'm making this? And you can't say to them, that's a lie, right? Because it's not appropriate because you're going to, but you can say something like, that's interesting. Interesting. I would say, that's interesting. So I would say thing for employees is when someone tells you something, don't always believe
Indeed.
it. Because I wasn't making 6 figures at 23 years old in 1989.
We have to leave it there. Thank you so much. More information, you can visit hrteam.com to get a copy of the book. No, you can't bring your ferret to work. We'll be back right after this. I got to go to HR.
Right now, Love Missions is working to purchase a 10-acre property right here in Central Florida. It's a place that's more than land. It's a lifeline for survivors of human trafficking.
It'll be a stable home, a space for healing, job training, and a fresh start toward real freedom. But they've got a tight deadline to raise $360,000.
And you can help make it all happen and be part of the survivor's legacy. Visit lovemissions.net or scan the QR code you see right there on your screen.
Every single gift brings lasting hope to someone who truly needs it. Father's Day, yep, we love it. Before you go out and buy Dad another necktie he'll pretend to love, Dr. Frank joins us to break down what Pops really want. Spoiler alert, it's not socks, the Daddy Mac of gadgetry. Dr. Frank, how are you, buddy?
I'm well, Mitch, and you, my friend?
I am excited, always excited to have you on here. Dr. Frank, you come up to us with some great ideas, great stuff as well. First off, if I want to turn this mother out, if I want to get some great music going here at the Flash Studios, you got a product for me, right?
I sure do, buddy. Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's the LG X Boom by will.i.am.
All right.
So you can enhance your dad or Grad's audio experience with LG's X Boom, again, by will.i.am. It's signature sound, Mitch, with more balanced, vibrant, and immersive audio. Created in partnership and tuned by multi-platinum musician and tech entrepreneur will.i.am. The smart Bluetooth speakers, the X Boom Bounce, Grab, and Stage 301 that you see here bring portable audio to a whole new level with AI sound, lighting, and calibration. The X Boom Stage 301 turns any space into a vibrant stage with a 12-hour battery, Mitch. Wow. And the X Boom Bounce has up to 30 hours of battery life. Can you imagine that?
That's incredible.
Yeah. And they even have, Mitch, earbuds, X Boom Buds for the ultra portable listening experience. To learn more, visit LG.com.
You can crank that up, Dr. Frank, and get down with your lovely lady humps, right? Because
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
you're a Black Eyed Peas fan. I know you are. All righty. So I want to make sure that I'm on the web. I got everything and I want portability. We need a good laptop for not only pops, but maybe people that might have just graduated from school. You got one for us?
Oh, absolutely, man. It's the LG Gram Pro AI laptop. Mitch, let's face it, all of us want a great laptop. This is the best I've ever found. I've been using one for 3 years and love it. LG Gram was named by PC Magazine their 25 best laptop brand. So that's pretty impressive.
No kidding.
Also, yeah, and praised for its ultra lightweight design, display quality, and outstanding reliability. It weighs just 3 pounds, Mitch, and features an Intel Core Ultra 7 processor for better performance on the go. And the hybrid intuitive AI combines on-device and cloud-based capabilities. In fact, listen to this. You can enjoy up to 25 and a half hours of video playback, great refresh rates, Dolby Atmos 3D sound, and a full suite of ports like Thunderbolt 4, USB, and HDMI. Choose from an array of screens and specs, including an OLED screen. And by the way, the Gram was also top rated by Consumer Reports. And learn more and visit LG.com.
You know, I was talking to my wife about, she's a very healthy person and everything. She was telling me how much plastic is in our water system out here. You have found something that she's going to love that's going to make us have a healthier life. This is important. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this is very important. I just found this product, Mitch. It's just amazing. It's called Cleaner, CLEANR, no E. But for the environmentally and health conscious dad or grad, this is a revolutionary new filter for microplastics that have been linked to cancer, heart disease, and neurological disorders. Now, Cleaner Filter removes over 90% of the microplastics from the laundry with their Vortex technology that pushes them into a cleaner pod. Installed on top of the washer, next to, on the floor, or in a cabinet, and millions of microplastics shed into our water every time you wash clothes. It's estimated that one cleaner prevents the equivalent, Mitch, listen to this, 56 credit cards worth of plastic from entering our waterways every year. There's also a great article in the New York Post about Cleaner, but Mitch, this is the game changer, one of the coolest products I've found in decades. And learn more, go to cleaner.life, that's CLEANR.life, for more information.
All righty. You know, we're going to spend over 6,000 hours in our space this year, and we have got to stay nice and cool, right?
Oh, absolutely. Mr. Cool does it, buddy. That's for sure. Absolutely, yeah. It's a do-it-yourself, by the way. Mr. Cool is ductless. It's an HVAC system, and it's a do-it-yourself system for all seasons. Pre-charge line sets allow quick connections. Single zone or multi-zone units are available for 2 to 5 rooms, and Mitch, very soon, they'll have 6 rooms available.
Wow.
So the air handler can be wall-mounted or ceiling-mounted. It has easy air filter access, and is truly America's only do-it-yourself HVAC system. No special tools or ductwork needed. The new 4th and 5th gen units have a smartphone app, voice controls, and Energy Star certification. So check for special sale pricing and rebates, and visit MrCoolDIY.com and select stores nationwide.
Very good. Dr. Frank, thanks so much for joining in. And so, of course, more information, just check out what'snewdoc.com or head to our website.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, today's trends, tomorrow's talk. And we are also joined by Matt Doolittle, who's having a special look at our fans and viewers from around the globe. Matty.
Guys, Daily Flash is seen all over the world with 219 affiliates across the country, including the Armed Forces Network and, of course, on our YouTube channels and such. But today, we want to call out our friends in Boston, Massachusetts at WLVI in good old Boston.
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 Nice to have you around, Boston.
Never been. Going later this year.
Oh, yeah,
Beautiful
Boston.
city.
Boston, never been.
Oh my gosh, you've never been?
Hate all their sports teams, but never been.
There you go.
Best Italian food I ever had in my life was
So
in Boston.
good,
And
yes.
North End is where you want to go. And the Big Dig, is this still going on there as well?
I think they finally finished it, but they might be remodeling
Sure, they're
it.
probably starting over now.
Starting
What's
over,
great
yeah.
is it's one of my wife's work trips, so I get to go stay in a fancy hotel while she goes and works. I get to just go roam the city on my own.
Take a duck tour, dude. It's fun.
Yeah, do a duck boat tour and also go tour Fenway Park.
Okay, yeah,
Ooh.
that's on my
Fenway Park's
list.
amazing.
I got to do both of
I
those.
did that after I went to Manchester and took a tour of Old Trafford. Even though there wasn't a game, I loved touring stadiums of them,
Yeah.
so I'm definitely doing
Some
that.
great history at
See the
Fenway.
green monster. Alrighty. Well, if you are traveling and you're at TSA, TSA has actually come out and they're getting a hold of all the media and say, can you please pass this along? I am not making this up. People, you know, now the new real ID.
Yes, with the star.
You have to have the star on your card. Some states don't have it. Some states do. So you have to have basically a real ID. TSA has come out literally and said, do not use your Costco card as a real ID. It is people, thousands and thousands of people are thinking, because if you look at your Costco card, there's a little star on it.
Your gold star
It has your
member.
name,
Yeah.
and it has your picture. So hey, it must be a real ID.
That's it.
I mean, they
That's-
put you
hey,
through a
hey,
regimen
right,
to get it. So,
You meet the
I mean,
requirements there. You meet
I
the
will say,
requirements.
in defense of people using the Costco ID, they used to say that if you went to TSA and you didn't have your driver's license, or if you got your handbag stolen or whatever it was, you could use your Costco ID as a form of identification because it had your picture and your name on it.
Just as anything.
Just as anything.
Anything could be a
But as a real ID, it does not. It does not.
Not at all.
Suffice.
And they have turned people away. People are like, well, I'm ready to go on my vacation. Apparently
my Costco
they
card.
walk like this to the airport. And then they go, you cannot use this at all. You're going to have to stay home, or they have to put them in another lane, and then you're going to miss your flight. So don't do it.
And on the reverse, you can't use just your real ID to get into a Costco now because they make you scan to get in. You ain't getting that $1.50 pizza.
Security is stronger at Costco
Yes, it is.
than it is
Oh,
at
it's
TSA.
legit.
Yes,
true.
I went in before my wife, and I'm like, oh, she's with me. She's like, they're like, we need to see her card too. I was like, what the?
You can put it on your Costco card on your phone too. They have an app where you can download and do that. But
you can't use your phone at the gas station. I've noticed that, which
That's
is
true,
odd.
yeah.
Which I tried to do that the other day and it didn't work. But oddly enough, at TSA, you can bring in a full rotisserie chicken.
that happens.
When are we doing the chicken thing?
Full rotisserie
we'll do it.
chicken
You
is
know
fine
what?
through TSA, but your Costco card's not.
Matt is referring to my trick on rotisserie chickens where you can debone it. So we'll do
yes.
that on the show. I keep on forgetting because
Okay.
I come into work and I was like, forgot my rotisserie chicken. Apparently, though, this lady didn't, and got it
She
all
ate
over.
the whole thing during the
people
flight.
doing that.
It's not even the smell; it's the mess
They
that would bother me.
right?
They said if you can, if you spray it, they had a whole list of like if you could spray it, if it can be poured out or something like that, it's considered basically you can't bring it on up to a certain amount. And I think chicken should be the same because there's plenty of juice. You can get it full chicken, put freaking diesel fuel on it. And
Oh my God! Thank you for
agree.
telling everybody,
Yes.
Mitch. No one thinks of that.
No one
stuff.
thought to put diesel fuel on a chicken.
Here's my problem with the rotisserie chicken on an airplane. Well, for one of many reasons. But if you're eating it, you're usually eating it with your finger,
Yes.
right? And then you're licking your finger. It's just the whole thing is disgusting. It needs to be something you have at home in the
And
comfort
it's not
of
like
your
you can
home.
not like you can shove it in that little pocket in the front either when you're done with it.
You can. They just frown upon
They
it.
frown upon it.
But you think just because it's in a bag, it's not a lunch, okay?
Yeah.
And you're gonna give me those
Not a
bags,
lunch.
all right? Because you don't
And
need
then
the
the whole
banana peel.
cabin smells like rotisserie chicken.
Nobody wants to see that in
Nobody
the-
yeah.
Oh yeah,
is
hearing that.
so-
Oh, the sound.
Oh, the sound.
All right.
The sound.
Crazy stuff. We have more Flash coming up right around the corner. Stick around. We got today's trends and tomorrow's talk, and no rotisserie chicken.
Not today. Let's turn our attention to lifestyle essentials for the whole family. Here's Joanne Butler with the scoop. Hey, Joanne.
Hi, thanks for having me. Well, I am loving these to keep your body supported. They're Futuro Premium Compression Sleeves. You know, with more of us going outdoors, running, biking, walking, these are going to keep your muscles and your joints supported. They're great, especially if you're sore, you have swelling, strains, and sprains, so you can just keep moving. They have ankle, elbow, and knee sleeves with removable stabilizers, ultra soft breathable fabric, no cutout construction, so that's going to reduce chafing. They have a comfort band with silicone beading to help help prevent slipping, a 4-way stretch, so you have just ultimate flexibility and range of motion, built to really move with you and keep you comfy all day long. Futuro Premium Compression Sleeves, you can find them right at Target.com. And to learn more about sizing and which sleeve is right for you, go to their website, futuro-usa.com/compression. Next up, America's trusted brand for more than 75 years, Dial. The most iconic brand, they've just launched this new line of healthy hydration body washes, 50% more hydrating moisturizers, coconut milk, shea butter extract, hyaluronic acid. That's going to give you a deep but really gentle clean. Really leaves your skin feeling incredibly soft even after just one shower. And it's a winner of the Product of the Year award in the body wash category, derm tested, pH balanced, paraben, silicone, and cruelty-free under the Leaping Bunny program. Each retails for $5.99 on Target.com. Plus these 2 limited edition antibacterial liquid hand soaps here for summer. Smell amazing. Dial's the #1 doctor recommended antibacterial soap, kills more than 99.9% of bacteria that's encountered in household settings. So great stuff. Just $2.47 each on Walmart.com. Another iconic brand, Snuggle here, trusted household name for 40 years. They've just unveiled this new packaging this year. Still the same cuddly, fabulous scent that reminds you of the comforts of home. Just makes you want to roll around and hug your laundry. But the Cuddly Bear just got a little grooming, a little modern makeover, so it's even cuddlier. Fabric softener, dryer sheets, and scent booster crystals that smell amazing. They even have new scent cues to help shoppers while they're shopping. 5 floral scents: blue sparkle, island hibiscus, lavender breeze, super fresh morning breeze, and spring burst. And you can get them right at Amazon.com. Now, last but not least, for the beauty lovers, Lucetta Beauty. This is truly salon quality hair care. Shampoos, conditioners, treatments, and styling products, all made with natural ingredients and just completely free of sulfates, parabens. They're cruelty-free, and they target whatever you need, whether you're looking for hydration or volume or repair. Every solution to meet your need at an unbelievable price point. I especially love this rice water line. It's inspired by ancient Chinese hair rituals, packed with vitamins and minerals that really help strengthen, rebuild, and just leave your hair super strong and shiny. And again, price point, amazing. Amazon, CVS, and their website, lucettabeauty.com. Definitely check this out.
Well, from tap to table, here's water sommelier Mike Sale on how to improve the water quality right there in your home.
Hi, I'm Mike Sale, Director of Home Water Systems at Delta Faucet Company and a water sommelier. As we look towards an ideal water, we want to think about both taste and contaminants that can contribute to health effects, like PFAS, nitrates, lead. One effective way to remove contaminants from water is reverse osmosis, a filtration method that uses an ultrafine membrane to remove virtually all contaminants from the water. A best-in-class example of this system is the Delta Clarify tankless reverse osmosis system. This system is certified to remove over 90 contaminants from water. The tankless system sits underneath your sink and takes up 60% less space than a traditional tanked model while giving you a continual flow of clean water. The 2 filters are replaced approximately every 2 years and take less than a minute to change. For those wanting to learn more about their water quality, visit deltafaucet.com/clean water, and you can learn more about your local water quality.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Well, 2 barbecue legends are facing off in an epic competition where dogs are the judge. Pitmasters Myron Mixon and Rodney Scott are teaming up with Purina in this year's Battle of the Beggin'. Welcome, guys.
Good to be with you.
So, Myron, can you tell us more about the Battle of the Beggin' flavor?
Well, Matt, being a 5-time world champion, I know a little bit about how to win championships with great barbecue flavors. And I took that knowledge and come in with a meaty, savory tasting treat for my pups. That's how I come up with my flavor profile. And with that being said, also, not only is it taste, and the dogs love it, they like the savoriness of it, they like that flavor of it. Also, our beef brisket is great for them. It's got that real flavor of beef, and the bacon is perfect.
So, Rodney, how does the competition stack up?
Man, first of all, we're serving up bacon and pork spare rib treats, bursting with smoky, savory flavor. You know, it's that flavor that makes the dogs go wild. It's not just a snack, it's a flavorful experience. And you know, you can find and vote for my bacon and pork spare ribs at battleofthebacon.com by September 30th.
Or you can go in and get the best, which is the bacon brisket. My dogs love it.
So, where can we go again for more info?
For more information, you can go to battleofthebacon.com and vote for my bacon and pork spare ribs.
And the bacon brisket, #1.
Of course, guys. Well, thanks for all that. We'll make sure we have it on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
All right, Matt, thanks so much. June is National Candy Month, and here with some summer candy trends is Carly Schildhaus of the National Confectioners Association.
First of all, thank you so much for having me, and happy National Candy Month. We made sure to ask Americans their favorite treats for summer, and we found out that they really like those treats that can stand up to the heat. So gummy candy and hard candy are perfect for if you're spending time outside, whether that's at the beach, at a barbecue, at the pool. Some people like to lean into the meltier nature of some treats though, and chocolate is also one of the top treats for summer, probably not a surprise. People love that year round, and I personally think lean into that, enjoy it in a s'more. And then of course you cannot talk about the summer season without talking about that classic boardwalk favorite, taffy. People love it for summer, brings back some nostalgic memories, and it's just a great treat that also can stand up to that heat. You know, when people see treats, they see a small product, but that small product really has big impact. Chocolate and candy are produced in all 50 states, so every community in the US has a treat that's nearby. And we see $54 billion in retail sales each year. By 2029, we expect that that number will surpass $70 billion. And we also know that people really do understand chocolate and candy as treats. They see them as different from other foods. People have a unique mindset. They understand that they're not meal replacements. So in the US, people enjoy chocolate and candy about 2 to 3 times per week, averaging 40 calories and 1 teaspoon of added sugar per day, showing that, again, people really understand treats as exactly that, a treat. You can check out nationalcandymonth.com for all kinds of tips for treating during June and all summer long. And we'd love for you to join the conversation on social media using the hashtag National Candy Month.
This is the summer to explore bold regional flavors and master the grill. Here's more.
Barbecue means different things in different parts of the country, and beef is at the center of it all. From brisket and ribs to tri-tip, the styles vary, but the passion stays the same. Award-winning pitmaster Erica Roby has more on the regional flavors that are inspiring this summer's grilling.
Every region has a unique flavor profile, whether it's sweet and smoky of Kansas City, the sharp and tangy of the Carolinas, or the smooth garlic, salt, and pepper of California, with the star being red oak. Wherever you go, tri-tip, steak, brisket, or ground beef, you're sure to find a winner.
You don't have to travel to try different styles. At-home grillers are experimenting with regional variations in their own backyards.
Summer is the time to try all new rubs, new cuts, and new recipes. Whether it's a simple salt seasoned brisket or a red oak fired tri-tip, anything you do will be a winner.
To learn more about regional barbecue styles and beef recipes for summer grilling, visit beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Digital burnout is a real issue, and many people are looking at vacations as a way to disconnect and reconnect. Here with more is travel expert Terry Ward. Hey, Terry.
Hi, Matt. Happy to be here.
Why are travelers trying to disconnect this year?
I think it's a real theme. People are just trying to be a lot more intentional and immersed in the places they're traveling today. They're choosing destinations that naturally encourage nature over notifications. West Virginia is really that place. You know, it's not just scenic here. It's almost like the place was built for digital detox. Less screen time, more serene time. Whether you're biking through forest trails or exploring rushing waterfalls like Blackwater Falls, which you saw and most likely heard behind me, it's raging right now, you're not going to feel the urge to check your phone. You know, I was here with my kids a few years ago, and after a certain point, I noticed they hadn't even asked to use their devices once when we were exploring. It was some sort of miracle.
And where are some fun and interesting places to reconnect?
Sure, there are just so many, and it really depends about what kind of adventures you want to get up to and whether you're going to be out in nature with family or just even by yourself. Just so much to explore. My family, we personally loved hiking to Long Point in the New River Gorge National Park. There's sweeping views, they just calm your mind, and you're like bonding in this extremely beautiful place together, very much in the moment. You can head to Pipestone Resort State Park, gaze over the Bluestone River Gorge. It's quiet, breathtaking, completely unplugged. And the locals around here, they're so welcoming in these mountain towns. They're more than happy to point you to a trail, local eats, their favorite secret spots for a swim. These are real places where the connection means more than Wi-Fi.
Looks gorgeous. And where can we go for more info?
wvtourism.com has all the info you need, tips for planning.
Thanks for all that great info. We'll make sure we have it on our website at dailyflashshow.com. And more Flash right after this.
Independence, helping them learn, build confidence, and reach new milestones. With the Gizmo Watch 3, you can encourage that independence and still know when they get where they're going.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. A team of female divorce attorneys leave a male-dominated firm to open their own powerhouse practice. In a world where money talks and love is a battleground, these women don't just play the game, they change it. This is today's must-watch series, All's Fair.
Deep breath. Tell us your story.
It's been a lot. I'm sorry.
No. We don't meet with sorry people.
You know what a girl's best friend is? Not diamonds. Her lawyers. He hurt you. Get mad. Get hot. Get revenge.
What do you ladies think you could possibly hit me with that I haven't seen before?
You're right. Everything we're going to show you today, you should be intimately familiar with.
This is sick, and we are done. And the first thing that I'm going to do is file.
It's our own boutique. Women representing women.
We're not the only ones to suffer abuse. Plenty of women inflict it. Don't they? Tits up. That's bitter. Just like all the women who own this joint.
All right, another good series everybody's talking about.
Glenn Close looking fantastic.
Yeah, right?
It's up there. Thank you so much for joining us. We love having you along. We're going to do this show if you're up for it tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you miss a minute, you miss a lot. DailyFlashShow.com is our website. You can catch everything there.
She says it all. Y'all take care. See you when we look at you.